You just about did.
Don't do what I do.
My seat, you need to go on.
Gabriel, why don't you sit next to Mia? And then there's room for another person.
I got it. I
Get Gabriel's bubble.
I guess so.
Would be the first time.
Just a
That's
good.
Gary, you say Grandpa Gary? Gary. I know. Let's not go there. Let's not go there.
Okay, who needs a glass?
Honey,
you and me.
babe, can I take this back?
This group of loving people, we just feel blessed to have you.
The bubbles, Mama.
You, Gary.
Dad.
Gary.
Rest in peace, and we thank you.
God bless you.
That was a
Perfect timing.
the bubbles, the bubbles.
He says I go on and on and
I
on.
don't think that's going to hold.
So I'm going to do the Reader's Digest version. Awesome.
Chrissy, have you got one more splash or not?
I do. I'm going to wait till we cross the wake, though, so I don't like tossing your face.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
So Gary says,
Just a mini splash.
in order to
I'm
be
a light
my
hitter.
wife and to live in Oregon, you better the heck learn how to fish. We're going deep sea fishing. We're going to get salmon.
So you went down to Hammond, no doubt.
We pet G. It starts with a G.
Garibaldi?
Garibaldi.
The G up on the hill.
Big treat, Daddy.
City.
He also likes surprises. One
Hold on
day,
if you're not holding on. We're about to have a little
My
wake.
husband came to the back door and he said, Artie, come out here. I said, there they are, sitting on their motorcycles. They both went and bought Honda motorcycles. My husband's was red and Gary's was blue. So you heard, and they thought they were hot stuff.
It's not raining today.
We need to get Gabriel's bubbles.
Did you know that Auntie Leora has bubbles for you?
Yes!
Yes, she does.
I'm on the bubble.
We're gonna get you bubbles.
I guess so.
Bubble.
Just a tiny bit.
That's
Good. Good.
Oh my God, Gary would love this. Gary,
Say Grandpa Gary.
Gary. Oh, I know. Let's not go there.
Okay, who needs a glass?
Honey, stay next to me.
Thank you, Lord, for Gary. Thank you for this group of loving people. We just feel blessed to have you.
Gary.
Rest in peace, and we thank you.
God bless you. Perfect timing.
You're 3 years old now, aren't you?
Grandpa would approve. Want the real bubbles?
I want the real bubble.
All right, I'll get you a glass.
So, if you hold this, I'd be more than happy. I'm more active on a boat.
You actually
No. I'm so scared to say this, but I have to say it.
Okay, there are no wrong things to say.
Oh, yeah? Okay, everybody, I would like to tell a fish story.
Okay.
And my son-in-law, I have to warn him because he always says I go on and on and
I
on.
don't think that's going to hold.
So I'm going to do the Reader's Digest version.
Awesome.
Chrissy, have you got one more splash or not?
I do. I'm gonna wait till we cross the wake though, so I don't like toss in your face.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Hold on, dude.
So
Its speed. Let me look upward from the branches of the towering oak and know that it grew great and strong. Because it grew slowly and well. Slow me down, Lord, and inspire me to send my roots deep into the soil of life's enduring values, that I may grow toward the stars of my greater destiny. God be with you, Gary Exler. Thank you. Okay.
Thanks for telling me about this
Okay.
when I read the program.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I sent you a Facebook and you missed that one. I have gorgeous gal on the planet.
Gary was a great friend, a great neighbor, a mentor to my son for little projects and stuff. He would go into the shop in the backyard and work on the balsa wood and help Gary paint or glue things together. Started a lifelong love of working construction. For a little boy without a dad around, it was nice. He could also be very, very, very cantankerous.
No.
Gary had
Can't imagine that coming.
one way to do things, and it was
He's rocking
his
it
way.
right now.
I know he is. He's like going, heck yeah. But yeah,
Shine on, sister, shine on.
only one way to do it, and that was Gary's way.
wow.
I enjoyed him, you know, from the very beginning when he, you know, woke my son up with a cannon boom on 4th of July to, you know, the very end when we were just shopping and taking care of him, to the rivers of Dr. Pepper, his favorite drink that I bought. It was always, you know, call it 10 o'clock. I'm out of Dr. Pepper. Okay. I'd send my son down to the store. I'm like, you go. I'm going to bed. You've got a license. Go get it. And he'd deliver, you know, 6-pack or 12-pack of Dr. Pepper and emergency rations. But he was a great neighbor. It was, you know, 16 years of a character, and you never knew what he'd say, what he'd do. You know, random gifts at odd times. I took him holiday meals. Every time we'd have like a family one, we'd pack everything up, take it over when we got home, because he never would come to my house to eat. But I just enjoyed him.
What about the cupcake?
Oh, the cake. One day he calls my son, and my son's like, what do I need to come over for? And he goes, just come over. So my son comes walking back, and there's a kitchen plate, and it's got a very square decorated cake, frosting, wonderfully done, you know, piping, different colors. And I could see Gary out in the driveway just cackling. So my son hands it to me, and it doesn't feel like a cake. There's not enough weight there. So I poke it. He frosted a box. So turn it over, open it up. It's a new measuring tape, because I'd been working on a project outside, and he'd seen it online or on the TV or some ad, and it had a stop and it had a level, and it could pretty much build the project for me. But he's like, so we ordered it and wrapped it, and it was just like, I got a cake present. But he would do that kind of things constantly, or when he was still driving, he would call my son over, and my son would go over it dutifully, and he'd come back and he's got a juice, and Gary's like, I don't want it, but it looked really good, so I bought it for you. You know, some of the new, you know, Sobeys or lemonade flavored everything. He's like, it looks good, I don't want it, so you drink it and tell me if it's good. So we had a good time with him. We enjoyed him.
Me? Well, everybody's already told all my stories, so.
Well,
I
no,
don't
well,
think-
we can hear them again. There's no wrong things. No. Just-
Well, you already know that my husband and I, my kids lived next door to Gary for 7-8 years. He impressed me by the fact that he was so intelligent, so quick. He could figure anything out, whatever it is he needed to master.
Right.
To master it.
That's the stuff we have.
And in fact, he demonstrated how completely in tune he was with electronics and gizmos and all of that, because we got our very first microwave, and he had to show us that he could figure out that if it was working properly. So he plugged it in and put in an egg and turned it on. I could have killed him. I had to clean it. He didn't clean it.
It blew up, right?
It blew up. My brand new microwave was the dirtiest thing I ever saw.
It should be after.
He loved gardening. He, in the morning, you could see him outside. You could see him outside.
I realized I missed part of the program.
Yeah, I knew you did. Smoking his cigarette and having his cup of coffee, and he was talking to his koi fish and encouraging the plants to grow. And I had a vegetable garden, and so did he. So we had a little competition going on. Who had the best peppers? Who had the best tomatoes? But we won with the best decorator rock, because we were digging to plant something, and we ran into this rock that got bigger.
Come on.
Bigger. And my husband and he dug that thing. It was this big.
Wow.
So that was our decorator rock, a la Gary and Brian. Let's see. I don't really talk about that. We talked about that.
Well, that's okay. We can hear it from your point of view.
It's okay.
Everybody's got a different point of view about everything, and that's okay.
And
That's as it should be.
I've already told Jolie this, but I'll tell everybody else this too. I remember when your name would come up. Gary's eyes would either go off somewhere or down somewhere. And what I saw in them was pride and longing for this little girl. And he never would talk much, but his expression, his silence, it was 1,000 words.
Yeah.
So there was a pain in him about it, and you could tell he just didn't know how. Yeah, and every time he looked at his boat, he would think of you, Jolie. So even though it was a Jolie-O.
Jolie-O, yes. Jolie.
Yeah.
Summation of the love.
He was fun-loving, and I told you before that he loved to conquer something new, so he decided he was going to do remote control airplanes. So he got that baby out, and we went over to the schoolyard, because it was very clear sky around there. Almost. So he's going around.
This is the maiden voyage of this flight.
And around, and all of a sudden he hit that telephone.
The only telephone pole in the entire lot.
It
Exploded.
He was aiming at it. It was planned, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. I'm sure
Maybe
now
it's the
that
only- if it's the only
that
one
one
there?
was not. He was not too happy about it, but he
neither was the city.
He also likes surprises. One
Hold on, if
day,
you're not holding on, we're not going.
my husband came to the back door and he said, "Artie, come out here." In a minute. I went out there. There they are, sitting on their motorcycles. They both went and bought Honda motorcycles. My husband's was red and Gary's was blue. So you heard him. And they thought they were hot stuff. Oh, yeah. But that was kind of.
You might want to grab those two
Yeah.
tinted glasses.
I learned never to go away.
You need to
after
keep track
that.
of your glass, because we have a whole nother bottle of bubbly to go.
I know, it's just,
Who's
keep
ever
did
glasses
not have
has
a
ours.
clue
There you go.
about
it right
it.
in the middle.
That's hysterical.
That's not gonna go
And
anywhere.
she told you about the cannon, so never mind. To conclude, I have 2 words to describe Gary. Beautifully imperfect.
She knew the man.
Imperfect. But aren't we all? We all are. But he did the beautifully very well. He did the imperfect really well.
Oh, did he ever?
So,
Okay.
Gary.
Okay, babe, you're up.
I'm up?
Yeah.
Well, I told you my fish story, but I never told you how Gary proposed to me. So he said, "How would you like to switch 365 days of sunshine for 365 days of rain.
And that was a hard decision.
Yeah, it was. And everybody, anyway, I won't go there. Think before you speak. That's what Jolie would say to you. So, anyway, our family, Joe actually wants everybody to meet Eileen. Gary's engaged, and he's doing an engagement party in my honor. And he picks up my mother, my father, my two sisters. We all fly to Portland for this engagement party. And he said, I want to take you to the houseboat where I live and show you my houseboat. And I go into the houseboat, and it was all very exciting.
Well, and this
to
was
me.
before the engagement party, sweetheart. This is before you knew you were engaged.
That's good.
No,
right?
no.
Okay.
Are we going to talk about this?
Mhm.
Honey, how did I get engaged without that?
Okay, go ahead.
I knew I was getting married, but I wasn't officially,
I didn't know
did
that.
not have
Okay, so sorry to interrupt.
a
Okay.
ring. Thank you. So, apparently Gary goes to a cannery, a fish cannery. And he said, I'm going to get married. Here's the ring. I want it sealed in a salmon can.
Okay.
I love it. That's so
Sorry.
Gary. That is so Gary.
So now they say,
Innovative.
Mr. Exley, it's got to weigh so much before the lid can get on the can. And he said, I don't care what you have to do. You seal that diamond ring in that can.
And don't lose the can.
And, well, I get to the houseboat and he goes, can you cook? I said, of course I can cook. He said, bull. Open this can of salmon, because if you can't open a can, then something's wrong with you.
And all bets are off.
Guess what? I couldn't open the can. It wouldn't because of the pressure of them. I don't know what they did. I was trying like heck to get that can open. And I thought, how am I gonna... So he goes, what is taking so long? I mean, he was so excited about this is how he was going to give me my diamond. And I said, even your can sucks. I can't open the can. I threw it and I said, forget it. I don't care. And he goes, what do you mean you can't open? You can't open a can? Give it to me. He goes like this and he goes, what the? He couldn't open the can. And it was my first hurrah. So he goes over to a neighbor that has an electric can opener. He comes running back. He said, open it. I said, it's open. He goes, open it. He took the lid off and there was my diamond ring. And it made the newspaper.
Oh my goodness, how
Man
wonderful.
goes to fishery and has diamond ring sealed in a can.
Is that the ring?
No.
Guess what? It was stolen.
Oh my God.
Stolen in California. The man just picked up my whole jewelry box.
Oh no.
It was huge. It was beautiful.
Gary never did anything halfway.
No. It was,
Was there fish? Was there
no,
salmon in it?
it was
Just bedded in
purple
the
paper with some kind of like clay or something to
That's
be,
awesome.
that was nice that it
So it
wasn't.
didn't rattle, huh?
But I do have to say that everything that he did that was like that, he was clever and talented and handsome and could dance and oh my God, if he just didn't drink as much as he did, we probably would have had 10 Jolies.
Oh.
I did love him and I do love him and that's why I'm here. That's my story.
Good story.
But if you guys ever run out of stories, let me know because I have a load of them.
Here we go. Okay, Gary actually was found with a capital F. I'm sure we all agree. And apparently he was a leg man because believe it or not, these were a pretty darn dynamite set of wheels back in the day. And I worked for Flavor Pack Foods. And I was promoted to dispatch, and all of a sudden I was the one he had to have a date with. So our first date, he flew me to. He was a private pilot. He rented a plane and he flew me to Salem for lunch, and that was our very first date. It was my first time ever on any plane. Growing up in White Salem, Washington, we didn't have those kind of things. Nor did we have anybody even open a car door. Here was a guy who opened car doors. It was just a lovely gentleman. And Eileen says, a magical dancer. Oh my. Well, he was a dancer as a kid. I'm sure you knew that. He was, he had a dancing kind of professionally, and he could cut a rug.
Oh yeah.
He was a lovely dancer, and he was so fun. Just fun, and good times. Now, I would never be so foolish as to call him a Christian. He was a believer, as evidenced by the moment Julia 2 was lowered into the water. Gary hopped aboard to place the St. Christopher his mother had placed aboard Julia 1. And I'd be willing to bet that St. Christopher was probably on board Rascal when she burned. But then my other testament is, I'm so grateful, Eileen, when I saw that he had been baptized before your wedding.
Yes. How did
The baptismal receipt was still with the marriage certificate. You know, he had all those things. Jolie has those things now. But,
Yes, he was.
So that gave me great comfort. Now, he is in heaven with his mama, and I feel that with all my heart.
Oh.
He is at rest, and he is at peace. And we will just have to love him and miss him, darn it. And no more yellows.
I don't have to miss him as much as you do, because I get to look at this.
Oh, yeah.
I'll come visit. I'll have y'all.
But anyway, now, Jolie, I'm ready for crossing the bar. I'm
Okay.
sorry I got things out of order there, my dear.
Sure. No, we're
You're
all
just
good.
picking and choosing. It
We're all
works.
good. Stand over here.
No, I'm fine.
If I had read my own darn program, I would have had that in order.
So, I just wrote a few little remarks before. I wanted to say that it's really wonderful to be in this beautiful place with all of you here. A place that had so much meaning for my dad. And I think it feels really fitting that we're taking solace here and celebrating on a boat, on a yacht, as I imagine he had done on his own on many occasions. As a cultural anthropologist, I find meaning in people's life practices and the aspirations that they reveal. So I've been thinking about boating as an apt metaphor and method for navigating life, a practice of living that illuminates the project of being human, piloting our loved ones and ourselves to safety through rough and calm waters, relishing both the beauty and the challenges of the journey. Indeed, life does seem more complicated on the ground than at sea, where it's easier to get bogged down by regrets and omissions, fears and inadequacies, and the risk of getting stuck, immobilized by it all. But even when anchored, a boat is always in motion. The water demands that we strive for equilibrium in a shifting landscape. Mastering this balance over the sheer expanse of the open water must present a kind of accomplishment, a kind of freedom, and I imagine that my father appreciated this about being on a boat.
I have to go down to know your mama.
Okay, babes. I thought the following poem by Alfred Tennyson could speak to his journey from life to the next phase, and I hope that he would have liked my choice.
No question.
Dad, I am so sorry for us both that you never got to hear me call you that. If you could only know that you're the captain of every boat I see. And I wish you peace as you cross the bar. So crossing the bar. Sunset and evening star, and one clear call for me, and may there be no moaning of the bar when I put out to sea.
She's being loud.
But such a tide as moving seems asleep, too full for sound and foam, when that which drew from out the boundless deep turns again home. Twilight and evening bell, and after that the dark. And may there be no sadness of farewell when I embark. For though from out our bourne of time and place the flood may bear me far,
Go up.
I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar.
Up.
Perfection, baby doll. Perfection. It is could not be more perfect if you tried.
I was looking at that.
Down there, gracious host that he was, he invited all 20 of us onto his boat, and we drank his liquor cabinet completely dry. And
Where's Gilbert River?
it's down in Savi's Island.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
So if you went up this canal here and took a right and went down about 25 miles, it would be on Savi's Island.
Awesome. Thank you.
We got to hear all his stories and his Chris Craft stories and his boat stories of how he rebuilt his Ocean Alexander, and he was kind of a very talkative man, and he's not to be outdone by anybody. So if you had jumped 20 feet, he had jumped 25, and if you had flown 1,000 feet in the air, he had flown 12.
Topper.
Yeah, it was hard to top him, although like I said, we were able to outdrink him, which is a kind of a feat in itself. That's the one thing he couldn't beat us on. Apparently, we were professionals at that time. And we had sent our dear friend Bob Parker in there to help him out, and Bob showed him what a real drinker was. And he was a very generous man with his time and his toys and his stuff. Whatever he had on board, he would let you have. And so we didn't know him from anybody, and he was just a really neat guy. I'm honored that you guys could have this time and do your thing, and it's really touching. I loved your poem and I loved your story. That was excellent.
Thank you. Well, you've made it possible.
He ate it up and spit it out. That's all. He did stand tall and did it his way. He loved. He's laughed and cried. He had his fill and share of losing. And near as tears subside, we find it all so amusing to think he did all that. And may I say, not in a shy way. Oh no, not he. He did it his way. For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. The record shows he took the blows and did it his way.
Very appropriate.
Thank you. Thank you. It's so beautifully sung.
After hearing the story now, I know what it.
You ready for bed, my love?
That's right. He always bragged he was 5 days older than me.
Oh, your birthday's coming.
He always told everyone I was 6 months older than him.
And she told me that she came over, the parents got her and took her over, and they had dinner later, but first they played the piano, and I think she said she played the song The Bumbling Bumblebee on his grand piano.
Do you know that one?
In his living room. And then they had dinner, and then afterwards he kissed her, then took her home. And that was in the 3rd grade.
Took her home? Are you sure?
I mean, parents.
The parents.
Not him.
Cute story.
But she
Liked women.
He did. Yes, he did. Listen to that.
because there are too many, but
Well, he's into pyrotechnics like you, too.
yeah, I could do a couple just to show you character early on.
Chrissy, you must tell our bomb squad story here before we're done.
Okay, I'll just tell one.
Go ahead.
Gary's little sister Marilyn would be vulnerable to all his tricks as well as the rest of us people.
She tells me you would electrically shock her.
Oh, I don't know about that. But he
No,
shocked
I don't.
himself.
Probably Gary did.
Gary did,
One
not Bill.
time we were
Exactly,
running
yeah.
through the house, and we found that, hey, you could get a mild shock on your arm from a 90-volt battery that they used to have for these little portable
90
radios,
volt.
right? And so all of a sudden he thinks about it, he's looking at the back of my neck, right? And so I took off running, and all of a sudden I heard the bang on the floor. He'd licked it to try and get some extra, moisture off, and it knocked him on the floor.
It knocked him off.
That's the only time I think anybody got the best of Gary.
I'm gonna sit here.
One of the,
Gary got the best of Gary.
yeah, he got
Hey,
it.
you wanna throw this in the water?
But Gary's
Say,
little
Mama has
sister
to do it,
Marilyn,
okay?
he called her,
That's a
and
mama thing.
first he asked me, he says, do you wanna see a time bomb, right? And I said, oh, sure. And so he called his little sister Marilyn, right? And he got some lipstick, and he painted her all up, big, huge lips, and rosy red cheeks, and everything. He says, now go show Mommy, right? And he looks at his arm, and he says, okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. And all of a sudden, Gary! It was Bob, right? So that was his normal way to go things.
P&B.
Hey, we're on a fort in the next yard that we've made, a little wood fort in a vacant lot next to my house. And we were up there and gotten into my father's stuff in the backyard that was for gophers or whatever, but it was called gopher gas. And this stuff was, it bubbled up when you put water in it, So we had a can on top of the fort, and we had some of that stuff in there, and it was bubbling away, and my sister just happened to come up asking me, what are you guys doing, right? And she's climbing up on the fort, and she just bends over to look in, and Gary lights a match and throws it in, right? And the thing goes poof!
Eyebrows
Knocked-
gone, eyelashes.
Knocked her off the fort, and she had a black face from the
Oh,
soot.
my word.
And we looked for a minute, and we thought, uh-oh.
God was
And then
looking
she
at
got
us
up
for all of
and
you
just
guys.
started screaming at us, and I said, oh, she's okay, right? But we just laughed for about a half an hour.
How old were you?
That was probably 6th grade. My sister was in the 7th.
They say it's all biodegradable.
So she didn't look at many more of our experiments.
Oh, I bet he was in big trouble too.
I was.
And tell us about the train trestle, Bill. I love that story.
Oh, yeah, a lot of times
And
we
the
go
water
down
balloons.
along the Willamette River and just explore on the rocks and everything. And there was a trestle going over the Johnson Creek that goes over into Milwaukee, and it's about, I don't know, maybe 100 feet long, 200 feet, and it goes about 50 feet down to the water, a little trickle of a creek, right? So we're on that, and many times we climbed across and climbed down on the beams below it and everything and running around, but oftentimes we go wait and look, and he says, oh, you can hear the train coming if you put your ear to the track, right? Oh, we didn't hear anything, so we start off on the trestle, right? And get about halfway, you're in trouble if you have the trolley coming. But it was just a trolley that went over that track, and we heard it coming, and we start running, trying to get off the track before it run us over. But
So daredevils
just
all.
the time. And then, another time, climbing at the edge of the neighborhood, climb this, 40-foot tree that hangs over onto the railroad tracks, right? And we're lighting firecrackers, throwing them down, and the golfers are looking around after it blows up, saying, where'd that come from? They didn't look up. I did all kinds of crazy things. But I'll send this to them too.
Yeah, I made some copies.
You could run it around and knock it off the track. And just a lot of climbing on trees and everything.
Oh,
But,
Bill, I'm so glad you were here.
What about Bob Bennett and his story about Gary's mom?
Yeah, what did Esau?
They were in Selwood, and they car and Gary.
That is so darling. Oh my God.
Bob's told me stories when I'm talking to him on the phone, and when he'd be over there and he's having dinner, and he just kind of ran wild through the whole big house like Gary did, and they'd be down in the basement, and Gary would tear out of there in his car, like he'd get an idea to go do something, or he heard there might be something going on over here, and that Gary's dad would be like, you gotta follow him, Bob, keep him out of trouble. because that was always Bob's
Sounds like Joe.
thing. Bob
Yeah.
had gotten bullied when he first started school because he started in like 3rd grade or something. He didn't start with you guys, he moved into the
Right,
area.
yeah.
And apparently, you know, he was the hick. He wasn't from great big Portland and everything. And, you know, kind of left out of things. And all of a sudden one day, Gary decided Bob was his friend and would not tolerate anyone saying anything about him. So Bob had a lifelong friendship with him.
Yeah, he was in our wedding.
Bob would be here today except for his ill health.
Yeah.
I wish he was.
So here's the Bob. Will you be
If
well?
anyone talks to him, please
Do you want his number? It's in my phone.
I can't.
And my apologies, but we're gonna have to probably.
He talked.
There was doubt. I ate it up and spit it out. I did it all.
Ivan, did you have a picture of
I stood tall and did it my way.
It was my honor, baby. It was my honor. You know, I
I've
just happened to be
loved.
the lucky one.
I laughed and I cried. I had my share.
We'll never know so much, but all we can do is feel the love and remember the love.
And now, as tears survive, I find it all.
Why did I say that? I ruined the movie.
No, baby, no,
So
no, stop.
amused
We are saying what we feel today. We have no
to think.
no filter today. We are in a filterless land. We are open
And may I
sharing
say,
honestly,
not in a shy way.
and he would want it that way.
Oh no, not me.
Baby falling overboard like
What is a
he
man?
did it his way. No matter what we know,
Or
he
what
did
has he got?
it. It might not be our way, but it was his way.
To say the
And what can any of us
things
ask in this life?
truly feels, and not the words of one who deals. The record shows he took the blows and did
He
it
wasn't supposed to sing.
my
I'm so sorry.
way.
Yeah, that was shocking. It's supposed to be like 2 or 3 minutes.
He's almost in a coma.
Yes.
Oh, did
Hopefully
you bring
we
the stroller?
can get him in, unfortunately.
Okay, now I'm going to have Skipper boogie us back because we've got to be back at 2. Stand all that. Now I'm 20 years old. I was just too young to understand.
Sorry.
I know.
All right. Lady. Take one. I got it. I have them in my hand. Honey, sit down.
Oh, God.
You just about did.
Don't do what I do.
I think you need to go on.
Gabriel, why don't you sit next to Mia? And then there's room for another person.
I got it.
We need
I
to
know.
get Gabriel's bubble.
I guess so.
What'd be the first step?
Good. Good.
Say Grandpa Gary.
I know. Let's not go there. Let's not go there.
Who needs a glass?
You and me.
Babe, can I take this back?
Group of loving people, we just feel blessed to have you.
Gary.
Gary.
Rest in peace and we thank you.
God bless you.
That was it.
Perfect timing. He says I go on and on and
I
on.
don't think that's gonna hold.
So I'm going to do the Reader's Digest version.
Awesome.
Chrissy, have you got one more splash or not?
I do. I'm gonna wait till we cross the wake though, so I
Okay.
don't like tossing your face.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
So Gary says,
Just a mini splash.
in order to
I'm
be
a light
my
hitter.
wife and to live in Oregon, you better the heck learn how to fish. We're going deep sea fishing. We're going to get salmon.
So you went down to Hammond, no doubt.
we've had G. It starts with a G.
Garibaldi? The G up on the hill?
The only telephone pole in the entire lot. It exploded.
He was aiming at it. It was planned, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I'm sure
It
not.
was the only,
that one
there.
was not. He was not too happy about it, but he
Neither was the city.
He also likes surprises. And
Hold on, if you're not holding on, we're about to have them.
If you see him, say hello. He might be in Tangier. He left here last early spring, is living there, I hear. Say for me that I'm alright, though things get kind of slow. He might think I've forgotten him. Don't tell him it isn't so. We had a falling out, like lovers often will. To think of how he left that night, it still brings me a chill. Though our separation, it pierced me to the heart. He still lives inside of me. We've never been apart. If you get close to him, kiss him once for me. I always respected him for busting out and getting free. Whatever makes him happy, I won't stand in the way. The bitter taste lingers on from the night I tried to make him stay. I see a lot of people as I make the rounds. I hear his name here and there as I go from town to town. I've never gotten used to it, I just learned to turn it off. Either I'm too sensitive or else I'm getting soft. Sundown, yellow moon, I replay the past. I know every scene by heart, they all went by so fast. If he's passing by this way, I ain't too hard to find. Tell him he can look me up if he's got the time. Tell him he can look me up if he's got the time.